The Christmas season is often associated with joy and cheer, as well as a time for giving, but sometimes that giving can go crazy. Every once in a while, a toy comes along that drives people insane, and it can lead to fist flying. Sometimes parents will resort to whatever means necessary in order to get that special toy for their child. In this video, we will take a look back at some of the toys that people fought over. Growing up, most of us were told not to play with our food, but this particular toy made it all okay. Mr. Potato Head was first distributed by Hasbro in 1952, and it was the first toy that was ever advertised on television. That very same year, tons of kids asked Santa for this one at Christmas. Originally, it was nothing more than plastic parts with push pins that could be affixed to a real potato. The only problem with that is how the potato would rot away, leaving the child without a toy. It was not until 1964 when Mr. Potato Head was sold with a plastic potato body. This move solidified Mr. Potato Head as one of the greatest toys of all time, and eventually he made his way into the Toy Story film franchise. Today, Mr. Potato Head has remained popular, and generations of kids have loved him and his wife, Mrs. Potato Head. In 1983, Cabbage Patch Kids became one of the biggest toy crazes of all time. Many people might say that there has never been another toy craze like it before or since. All of the hype surrounding this toy was nothing short of insanity. Parents showed the joy of the Christmas season by pushing, shoving, elbowing, and even punching others just to get their hands on one of these prized possessions. Some stores on Black Friday even experienced riots where store employees were trampled over. Seems like they all forgot about peace on earth and goodwill to all. When Transformers came out in 1984, they were followed up with a cartoon and catchy commercials, which further launched their popularity and landed them at the top of Santa's Christmas list for many children. Transformers were different because they were like two toys in one. They could all change from a robot into something else like a car, truck, or jet. Autobots and Decepticons were in short supply, and Hasbro sold millions of these Transformers in 1984. They became one of their top-selling toys of all time. Teddy Ruxpin came out in 1985 from the toy manufacturer Worlds of Wonder. It became one of the best-selling toys of 1985 and 1986, which made it a hot item at Christmas time. Not only did Teddy tell stories to little children, but he also became the official spokesbearer for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. He was also used for safety messages from fire departments and police departments, and all of this added to his popularity. Since his release, he has been manufactured by multiple toy companies, and he has remained a beloved toy for anyone who has ever had him. Sesame Street is a show that has appealed to children for many decades. Because of this, it came as sort of a surprise when the Tickle Me Elmo dolls hit the shelves and became in high demand. They came out in 1996 by Tyco and quickly became the item that every kid wanted for Christmas. When Elmo hit the store shelves, they retailed for $29.99. Soon, people were trying to sell Elmo to others for hundreds of dollars more. A radio station in Maryland got in on the Elmo action when they flattened one of the Elmo toys with a 10-ton steamroller and raised $800 for charity. This toy caused a lot of insanity in stores when people got in physical fistfights over them. There were even some reports of parents being held at gunpoint in order for them to give up this precious toy. That's not exactly the best way to embrace the spirit of the Christmas season. The company Ty Inc. first produced Beanie Babies in 1993, but their popularity peaked around 1997. They became highly desired because of an increased online internet presence. There were numerous websites and chat rooms that inflated the popularity and value. When Beanie Babies first came out, they were typically inexpensive, but when Ty retired certain models, their black market demand increased prices. Tons of kids and even adults were collecting them in hopes of getting the next one that could be worth thousands of dollars. The demand for Beanie Babies increased even more when McDonald's offered Teeny Babies as Happy Meal toys with different animals each week until supplies ran out. Today, there are still many people who believe that Beanie Babies are worth thousands of dollars, but for the most part, the bottom fell out of the market. When Furbies came out in 1998, people weren't quite sure what they were. They looked like an owl or a gremlin and had some sort of infrared port between their eyes. Despite the confusion, they quickly caught on and were in high demand. People everywhere were wanting one of these robotic toys from Tiger Electronics. Furbies had the ability to speak Furbish and even learn some English. On Black Friday in 1998, shoppers got in physical fights over these toys and store shelves were completely wiped out of Furbies. The holiday season was full of parents who were desperately searching every store for one, but were often coming up empty-handed. Most stores were only receiving one or two at a time, and they were being sold before they could actually hit the store's shelf. A year later, the National Security Agency considered this little fuzzy creature a security threat. They thought this little guy was some sort of spy since he could repeat phrases and even learn some things. As a result, Furbies were being banned from military installations and other high-security government buildings such as the Pentagon. Now this seems sort of funny considering that we all have smartphones that can do so much more than a Furby. The Nintendo Wii was released in November of 2006, but the console continued to sell well into 2007. In fact, it was sold out way before Christmas season even began in 2007. Nintendo struggled to match their production with an ever-increasing demand. This game system not only appealed to kids but also adults and even seniors in retirement homes. Without a doubt, this was the hottest item of the 2007 Christmas season. When Zhu Zhu Pets came out in 2009, they retailed for $8, which made them easily affordable for those facing a difficult economy. It also helped that kids really wanted one of these toy hamsters. Parents were ecstatic because it was a much better option than a real live hamster. These little toys were in high demand and it became the hottest toy of the year. That demand led to shortages and some were fetching as much as $60 on secondary sites such as Amazon and eBay. During the 2009 year, there were millions of these little fuzzy friends sold and they were highly cherished by kids who had them. When the movie Frozen came out in 2013, it became super popular with girls everywhere. Some were even going back to the theater to see it twice. This popularity led to the high demand of Frozen dolls during the Christmas season. It seemed like Elsa and her song were everywhere, and it drove some parents crazy. The dolls were a little bit difficult to find, but some parents decided to play a little prank on their daughters. Not only did they get them the actual doll, but they got them baby dolls that were frozen in ice and gave it to them ahead of time. It was a prank that was meant to be fun, but these little girls did not find the humor in it. Toys have always been a big part of Christmas, and sometimes parents will do whatever they need to just to bring that joy on their child's face when they receive the gift that they've been dreaming of. What was one of your favorite toys that you received for Christmas? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.